Call, yes. Just looking at Article 49. Not allowing for me to admit the evidence of my innocence, yes. Before obligating me to a mental health evaluation, violates Article 49. Number one, I should be able to ask the petitioner exactly what happened. Yes. You can't just say it's cyber stalking for emailing those in office that your civil rights are being violated. Now, I know you dislike the emails, but I emailed the European Union so as to make sure, yes, that they would be aware of my presumption of innocence and right of defense. Oh, when you obligate a person to a 1077 without asking them where were they on June 16th of 2017, and it happened to be that I was emailing the Port Angeles Police Department. I feel confident that I could prove my innocence without having to have involuntary medication or being admitted to a mental facility. And when the police and sheriff's departments and the Department of Justice and the FBI will not admit that they actually got emails from me on that day, yes, there was no possible way that I was in Britain, Washington. And after sending 1,900,000 emails, I can prove where I got every email address just by copy and pasting them into Google. Oh. So for all the rest of you that said, well, stop sending me emails, no, I'm not going to. You have the legal liability. And since it violates this Article 48 that everyone who has been charged the two-count criminal complaint shall be presumed innocent until proved guilty according to law, obligating mental health evaluations without being proved guilty of the violating of the laws, violates Article number 48 of the European Union Humanitarian Rights? Yes, it does. Now, there's respect for the rights of the defense of anyone who has been charged shall be guaranteed. We've had a problem with the guarantees in the Constitution. Yeah, I mentioned those 10. They're in the Bill of Rights. The 10 amendments that were adopted after the ratification of the Constitution of the United States. Seems that we don't really guarantee those. At least it hasn't been my experience. Now, if you had guaranteed them, you would have removed your court orders. You would have not arrested me multiple times over the last 2.5 years. Yes. And you would have told me where my sons are so they can reside with me. Oh. Now, I thought that the Fifth Amendment was a guarantee, the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the Second Amendment. In fact, I thought all the amendments were guarantees. But you, those in the police department, did not guarantee the actual Constitution of the United States. And since you didn't, it happens to be in violation of the European Union treaties. Oh, now let's say that you were getting my emails for the last 2 years because I first started emailing the employees of the European Union approximately a couple of years ago. I emailed them the same emails I've been emailing you, Department of Justice. And you decided that you would rather hold my sons hostage than actually enforce the laws of the United States. Now, there's what's known as Article 41. Yes, the right to good administration. That's known as the government of each and every state of the United States, the good administration of the government. As well as the federal government of the United States of America, that I have a right to the good administration of the United States federal government. Every person has the right to have his or her affairs handled impartially, White House, fairly and within a reasonable time by the institutions, bodies, offices, and agencies of the Union. Now, what is a reasonable time? Let's say I emailed you on November 20th of 2015. Yes. That I did not receive any due process. I did not receive any actual notice of court hearings. Yes. In fact, I didn't receive any actual due process approximately 40 to 50 times over the last 7 years. And then the petitioner didn't sign it. Yes. And you issued it for 10 years when we have children in common? But the law says that you can issue it for 1 year. Ouch. Now, when you have five minors named and they're my biological sons, yes. Zachary, Bishop, Deacon, Maximilian, and Benjamin, yes. You're obligated to protect the parental rights of the respondent so that you don't issue court orders for 2 years in 2013, ooch, where you put it in publication and you mailed it, but you mailed it to the wrong address. And the sheriff's department called me. Pooch. Yeah, well, you happen to violate the RCWs of two times that you have to attempt personal service, yes, then it can be court ordered publication or mailing, yes. And then you can't arbitrarily decide to call the guy after you'd already put in publication. Aha, it's a wrongful execution of a court order. The sheriff's department in Squim's getting sued. Isn't that right, detective? Yes. Now, I have the right for the state of Washington, the state legislature, ooch, every judge in every county of the state, ooch, every sheriff's department, and all the police departments of every city, ooch, that when you decided you weren't going to, I can't.